Alrighty, folks, it looks like we're live.
Woot.
Yep,
Yay.
y'all's audio is coming through. Good evening, everybody. We are back with Holy Winds after finishing up the last arc of Lost Seas. So it's good to be back in this campaign again and figure out what the actual hell we're doing. Or at least that's how I feel about it. So,
Yeah.
let's see. We will be starting up this this continuation of the campaign. Excuse me, little burp there. We'll be picking up playing a game called The Quiet Year. It'll help us with a little bit of lore building, a little bit of changing up the map, and modifying some things. So, first off, Quiet Year. Let me pull the document up. Quiet Year is a map building game by Joe McDaldno. And I've seen it played in a couple other places. I know that the Adventure Zone used it to help build some lore. But more or less, it is really meant to generate a map in a community in a post-apocalyptic event. We're not quite going that bad with it, but we will be playing that, learning a little bit of how to play it, and drawing some cards. And real quick, do me a favor, everybody. Do y'all have a paintbrush on y'all's Roll20s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
y'all will get to draw on the maps, and then I will go to Incarnate and modify the map as best I can to match what we doodle. Okay.
Okay.
So, let's see. So it says this should take 3 to 4 hours, so it means we're probably going to have a couple sessions of this, unless we just zip through it. So, let's see. Explaining tools. So I will read this one. I will probably get somebody voluntold to read another section. Okay, so what we need is the dice. We need a six-sided dice. Roll 20. Pencils, erasers, and everything. Roll 20. Blank piece of paper. Roll 20. Deck of Quiet Year cards replaced with cards on Roll 20. And at least one copy of the summary cards, which we have in a PDF. Now, I am going to go over here and give y'all underneath the party. Let's see. Handout. And I'm going to make a document called Resources. And that will be in everybody's and can be edited by everybody. Okay? So that'll be something that's important for the game. So we got all the stuff. So explaining the tools. Nope, don't need that. That's all just saying we need dice because we're eventually going to have to, they're going to track projects. So we'll actually just write that down on a piece of paper instead of using a dice. Okay. So we already got the sketch terrain. So we'll go with starting resources. Next, we each get to declare an important resource for the community, something which we might have in either abundance or scarcity. Or did I skip something? I heard someone chiming in.
Nope.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is what y'all are going to be dealing with while we're going through here is this is the actual methodical, step-by-step Holy Wind moving through the diocese to try to catch heretics, anyone that politically probably would be a problem for the now acting head of the Holy Wind, plus to capture y'all as, y'all are currently on the, most wanted list. So, let's see. everybody open up your resource document, and I think we can add to it at the same time. I've not done this on... or we'll do it in turns. So, I'll start it off, and we'll loop through on what your group has, because you are with the large group of refugees that might morph into, depending on what y'all do. I got a feeling Tarl's going to try to build a counter army against the Holy Wind, while the twins want to build probably just go back and murder a bitch. But I'm going to say something that you have that is a scarcity. Okay? And that's going to be morale. I think that's I think that's fair. Apparently Mulak just dimension doors somewhere.
I was just making sure the freaking thing worked.
Okay. So did that not show up on there?
I see it. It did, and now it's gone again.
It disappeared off of mine.
It disappeared. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Well, 20 is being weird because when I changed my
What just popped up for me?
my
Okay,
ability scores, it was like, nope, yep, nope.
Okay.
You changed it. No, you didn't.
Okay, I just put that up, so now we will go from who's below me in Discord. Is that Nox?
Mulak.
I
It's
mean-
Mulak.
All right, so it goes to Mulak.
Mhm.
One resource that can either be a scarcity or abundant in this kind of refugee crew you're moving with.
Mm,
Now this, whatever you pick, immediately becomes important for how we proceed through the rest of this game, because we can move resources from scarcity to abundance or abundance to scarcity.
battle people that can fight, like soldiers, I guess. Like I'd imagine it's mostly peasants and not fighting abled people.
Okay, so do you mean you have like militia in abundance, or you're saying that you
No, scarcity.
Okay, add that into the document.
Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to figure out how this works.
You click resources and then hit edit, and you should be able to add to it.
Is that in the
Go click on the journal, the one that click on journal, party,
shit, I was
and
looking at
then
the wrong thing.
yeah.
Okay, so okay, journal, party. Nope, that's party inventory, resources. So edit. Here. So do like militia.
If you're saying if you're trying to say a scarcity, I would say warriors might be a scarcity.
Okay.
You are dealing with a group of people who have military police, mercenary bands that are hired by towns or by the diocese for additional protection. A lot of these people probably are not trained in fighting. Now, who is below Mulak?
Mularn.
All right, so we go to Mularn. Resources that are either in abundance or in scarcity. We got two scarcities.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with trying to find the right word. there isn't. Well, I guess that kind of goes into the scarcity and morale with an abundance of despair.
Yeah, let's not do that one.
Yeah, because I mean, it's that people ain't exactly happy at the moment. So is this so? Quick clarification: is this the world? This is the world in general, not just the party, correct?
It's
The
not.
region.
It is going to be throughout the diocese.
Okay, so it's
Right
the
now,
region.
right now specifically, you're starting with this group of refugees that have left the
Okay.
city.
Okay. So I say, I go ahead and say there's currently a scarcity of resources.
Let's define that just a little bit more, Knox. Mostly because if you leave it like that, that leaves me way too much wiggle room. So also, don't answer the question with the question.
No, I mean like actual physical resources. Like
Okay,
this is a
just-
caravan. This is a
right.
caravan of people who grab just
Just
what they could carry.
narrow it down just a little bit. Like examples they have here: clean drinking water, energy sources, protection from predators, shelter, food.
Shelter for sure.
Okay, let's go with shelter then, because we got a large moving caravan. The only reason I'm saying to narrow it down is because later on, like if something happens, move one scarcity to abundance or one abundance to scarcity. If it just says resources, you could like doom everybody. All right, and then I believe it's Tarl after him, correct? Yes, no.
I believe so.
I mean,
yes.
for what I see, yes.
Okay, so Tarl, one abundance or scarcity. We got 3 scarcities.
An abundance of metal for the blacksmith.
You know, I will allow that. So we'll put metal. Would you say like metal sheeting or like ore?
Metal that can be formed into armor or weapons.
Okay, ingots. So that's what I'll note. We just put metal as an abundance because the blacksmith was able to pull a large amount out. All right, then I believe it goes to Arvax.
Yeah. I'm gonna say people probably grab whatever they had in their stores before they left, so we actually have an abundance of food, so everybody doesn't fucking starve.
No. How did we lose Noxus? And
It might be because someone's in the document.
well, no, it deleted out.
Yeah, well, I was in the document and I typed mine in. I pressed save. So each person is going to have to open the document for edit, put their information in, save it, and then the next person down the line is going to have to open it.
Right, it just deleted out Nox and So Mularn, what did you say that we had as a scarcity again? Warriors.
Mulak said warriors.
Okay. Shelter. Scarcity. Arvax is going to say food. Abundance.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just edit the document so we don't have anything delete. Peregrine, what are you feeling?
We're needing abundance or scarcity at this point.
Whatever you want to go with. Something that makes sense.
I would think we would have an abundance of firewood or fuel for fires for warmth. There's lots of forests and things like that. and I'm not sure of what time of year it is, but if it's a full year, eventually there will be winter.
Okay. Well, since the first deck is spring, we'll start with that. So, we have morale, scarcity, warrior scarcity, shelter scarcity, but metal abundance, food abundance, fire abundance. Okay, so we've set up our resources. Now, the next part, the week. The basic unit of play in the quiet year is the week. Each week is a turn taken by one player with play proceeding clockwise around the table. Weeks should take an average of 2 to 3 minutes to complete. During each week, the following things happen. The active player draws a card, reads the relevant text aloud, and resolves it. They follow the bold text. Project dice are reduced by 1. So I'll need somebody to be our project keeper. And any finished projects are updated. The active player chooses to take an action, discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project. Now, as there are 52 cards, there are 52 weeks. We won't necessarily get to play all of them. The Frost Shepherds could arrive at any time during winter. Most cards have 2 options to choose from, separated by an OR divider. Pick the option that you find the most interesting and fitting, and read the text aloud. The card might ask you a question, bring bad news, or create new opportunities. Many cards have a specific rule attached to them, which are written in bold text. If you drew the card, it's up to you to make the decision that the card requires. If a card asks a question, think about whether your answer could be represented on the map somehow. If it fits, update the map, reflect the new information, for example. If the card asks you about the sleeping quarters for the community, you might end up drawing a row of tents near the edge of the forest. Okay. All right, working on projects. Unless your card specifically told you otherwise in bold text, the next step is to reduce each project die on the map by 1. If a project reaches 0, the die gets removed and the project is complete. Whoever started the project gets to tell everyone how it turns out and update the map to reflect its completion. So even if it's not your turn, if your project finishes, you get to say how it finishes, okay? Now, I might have some caveats to that because you're not going to be able to kill who seems now to be the BBEG off screen. Is that fair with everybody?
Yes.
I'm going to make y'all work in character to actually accomplish the thing that I think absolutely everybody wants to do.
Okay.
If a project finishes early because the card says that a project finishes early in bold text, it is instead the responsibility of the active player to tell everyone how it turns out. So if we get ends early, if it ends on your turn, you get to decide that. If your card bold text had you place a project die on the map just a moment ago, that die does not reduce when during the week. Excuse me. Okay, when a project is completed, it is assumed that it was successful and beneficial to the community. So, discover something new. One of the action types is discover something new. Introduce a new situation. It might be a problem, an opportunity, or a bit of both. Draw that situation on the map. Drawing should be a small, simple, small 1 by 1 inch type area. Whenever things seem too controlled or easy, we can use this action to introduce a new issue or dilemma. Okay, so not just something that always benefits you. Hold a discussion. Another action type is hold a discussion. You can choose to open with a question or a declaration, starting with you and going clockwise. Everyone gets to weigh in once. Share a single argument comprised of 1 to 2 sentences. If you open with a question, you get to weigh in last. If you open with a declaration, that's it for you. A discussion never results in a decision or a summation process. Everyone weighs in, and then it's over. This is how conversations work in communities. They're untidy and inconclusive affairs. Oh, shit. Yeah, that does sound like a local government. Each discussion should be tied to a situation on the map. When a discussion ends, mark the situation it is attached to with a small dot. So, for example, should we retaliate against the bikers, or if leading with the declaration, we should abstain from retaliation or violence. Could use the school. Any case. So there's that. Start a project. The final action type in the project, you choose a situation and declare that the community will do to resolve it. There is no consultation about the idea. So you just get to declare that we're working on something. At the start of the game, we'll have one resource in abundance and at least that many in scarcity. So we've already taken care of. These lists serve as the guidance in interpreting the health of the community throughout the play. We'll update this list as we're going on. So we've already declared that. Discover something new lets us introduce new situations and dilemmas into the game. Hold a discussion lets us talk about state of the map and the community. And it's important that we respect the purpose and the balance of the three types of actions. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, we're not going to worry about contempt. Okay? We're not going to worry about the contempt mechanic because I do not feel like keeping up with that and possibly having someone be a Judas in your group. Okay? We're not going to worry about restraint because I know that everybody that is sitting here on Roll20 knows each other extremely well. There is not much that any of us can say and or do that would probably upset anybody else. And we will kind of try to stick to a certain type of pacing. Like if we start taking too long, I might say we need to speed it up. Okay, so we will start with the top of Discord, which I believe is Arvax, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, so we will start with Arvax. And then
Yeah.
so go Arvax, Peregrine, me, the twins, and then Tarl. Okay? So, can you actually draw a card, Frey? If you click on it.
I clicked it.
Can you click and drag?
Ah, there we go.
Uh,
Two of hearts.
okay, drag it out. Everybody drag your cards over closer to Hillen so it will show up fully on it. So you got a 2 of hearts. So the 2 says there's a large body of water on the map. Where is it? What does it look like? Or there's a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it? Why is it abandoned? Now we already have the body of water, but you could add another lake on here.
Or I can add a structure.
Or you can add a structure.
Where are we going? Geese?
Yeah, we're heading towards geese. You're about at this point, I would say you've made it about. Well, I would say y'all probably made it 2 geese if we're talking about the first week of leaving, because each square on the map is a day. So from Hillen's 1, 2, 3, roughly about 4 days to get to geese.
Yes. Say there's like an abandoned structure like a little ways out of town, since we have a scarcity of shelter, so we have somewhere to stay outside of the town.
Okay, what is this structure though?
It's there used to be a mine and it's little abandoned community of like several structures that are old houses that have, so they're not in great shape, but they're standing.
Okay, so just draw a little thing to represent a mining town next to geese. Okay.
box.
Okay. So then you get to do one of the three.
What's the three?
Let me roll back up. You can hold a discussion, start a project, or discover something new. Discover something new is very much like the effect your card just had.
I'll say it's discover something new. We discover this place and
Well, it's separate because there's the card effect, and then you can do this.
making me think. I guess hold a discussion of how long we should stay in Geese.
Okay, so either you can pose a question or make a statement as Arvax.
Okay. Should we just sort of buckle down here for a while, or should we just keep moving on?
I think moving on is probably a good idea. They're going to start spreading out from Hillens. We need to not be here.
I think we're still too close to Hillens and need to move on.
Unless we can find a hidden location nobody knows about.
Mulak, you get to say something, and then it goes back to Arvax, and she posed a question. She does get one final statement.
Yeah, we could move on. It's getting a little risky. Sorry, it's gonna take me a little bit to get used to this, how this works.
That's probably for the best. But can we get the rest of the part of the people to move with us?
Okay, so Peregrine, draw.
I clicked.
You have to click it and drag it onto the map.
Yeah, drag it over towards Hillens so that we can make sure it shows up.
Weird. It says click to draw, but
Yeah,
drag
it does.
deal.
I did it too, and it like flipped, but nothing happened, so I had to drag it.
I did, and nothing happened. I just dragged it. Do y'all see anything?
No.
Hold up. Let me go back to Chrome.
It says click to draw, drag to deal.
What did you?
I clicked and then I pulled it. I don't know if that matters.
Hashtag not
Try a
sponsored
different-
by Roll20.
Hashtag not brought to you by Roll20.
Yeah, because when I click it too, like I see it flip the card, but it just flips it back to like the back of the card again. It doesn't flip it to a face.
Well,
You can also click.
No, I'm pulling it up in my other browser. It's probably a browser issue. Just 1 second.
I'm trying to.
You can also click draw and then put in the amount of cards you want to draw.
Where'd you see that? Oh, I see now.
Huh. It is not doing
It says
anything.
it's telling me it's run out of cards. It says ran out of cards before drawing all cards. And I click draw 1 card. It tells me there's no more cards.
Okay, I'm going to shuffle. Because it has 13 cards in this deck. So deal 1 card to Peregrine. Deal. Okay.
Okay. I was able to draw 4 of hearts.
Okay, so 4 of hearts. Is that the one that I dealt to you?
No, I must have drawn it right before you dealt something to me because I was still trying to get it to work on my end.
She still has a 1 above her name, so.
Apparently, I'm stealing the card. I don't know.
That's fine. I
Okay.
said let it go.
Okay, so that is a 4 of hearts. What is important, or what important and basic tool does the community lack, or where are you storing your food? Why is it risky place to store things?
Repeat the first part.
What important or basic tool does the community lack?
Lack. Or where are we storing our food and why is it risky? Correct.
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna say that we're storing our food in a wagon.
Okay.
But it is risky because we only have linen sacks, not very many wooden crates and barrels, so it's at risk for mice infestation.
Cool. Do you want to hold a discussion, create a project, or discover something new?
I'm gonna start a project.
Okay, what project are you starting?
I hope this isn't far-fetched, but my thought is creating an easy setup and tear down, like, lodging system. Think like yurts rather than just like ramshackled tents. So kind of a wooden pop-up structure that can be reinforced with like tarps and things like that.
Okay. How many weeks do you think this will take? Because that's how we resolve how long.
I would say to have a substantial amount for most people who don't currently have shelter, I'd say a minimum of 3 weeks.
Okay, so you're doing this while you're moving, right?
Correct. It's a gather when we're stopped, work on the wood, pack it up, keep moving, that type of thing.
Okay, so let me ask the party, are you, at the end of the first week, y'all were at Geese, and you know that the military is probably only a day or two. Did you move?
That's one thing I didn't understand about the PDF. It says we hold a discussion, but it doesn't say anything about like what comes of that. Like
Well,
how do we
this-
decide what happens or not?
It doesn't really resolve it. It's more or less to put ideas out there so other people can start projects. But this is me adding something to this of, are you moving, or are you trying to like lock down Geese?
I mean, the majority was move, but
I'd say we're moving.
Okay, somebody roll me a D10, and let's see how many people are going to follow you or who's going to either stay in Geese or try to keep moving. All right, tell me that roll.
that was a 10.
10. I'm going to say y'all keep probably slightly less than half start moving with you. Like the group kind of spreads out. Some people want to stay in Geese. Some people are going to keep going up to Fork. What way are y'all going to head? I mean, y'all don't have to stick to roads if you're trying to avoid the military.
So for clarification, the way we're playing this is we're literally just playing like our specific group. This isn't like Oregon Trail where we're also managing like the NPCs and stuff like that, right? Like we don't control them.
They are connected to what you do. I mean, if the party wants to split off from them, we can modify the game even further. I'm just asking what y'all want to do.
I'm fine either way. I just want to make sure I understand the context of what we're choosing.
This is just to help put some things else on the map that could be used later on, or develop some lore type things that are going to happen. It just adds a little bit more of an element of how you actually need to do it.
I say we move in a northeasterly direction toward Wheel.
Okay.
Anybody objecting?
What was the? Sorry, what was it?
He says, let's move towards Wheel.
North. You said east?
Northeast.
Yeah, I'm good
It's
with
on a
that.
river, yeah.
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 that gets us off of a travel road and into the woods, so we're less likely to be seen.
All right, so I'll move y'all right about there. I stole the 6 of hearts from Claire. Are there children in your community? If there are, what is their role in the community? How old are the eldest members of the community? What special needs do they have? Well, I'm going to take that one because that means the twins are the 2 oldest people in the community. And Mulak does have special needs, mostly
Yeah.
lotion.
Hey,
And
yeah,
body
that is
more body glitter.
Body
and
glitters.
moisturize.
What I'm gonna say is that y'all are the 2 oldest. Because there's not a lot of elves that ran out of. Not a lot of elves ran out of Hillens. Because their neighborhood seemed to have been spared some of the damage from what the hell was going on.
Surprise, surprise.
Special needs that y'all have is, I'm assuming that y'all do mostly look like high elves.
it's like grayish, yeah, like gray, yeah, but a little bit gray.
A little bit paler, a little bit grayer.
And I look weird as hell.
Yeah, you got the body glitter from your scales that are coming through.
And fucky eyes.
I'm going to say special needs is that y'all are so kind of solid on trying to figure out what you need to do to deal with the guy that fucked with your dad. Or is making comments about possibly doing that. That you'll probably be a little bit more frustrated because you don't have the resources to get more dirt on him immediately because you're out wandering in.
Yeah.
Out
What we have to do versus what we want to do.
Exactly. And that's a little frustrating. Now, I'm going to say that y'all discover something new. And I'm going to draw a little X right here. And what y'all discover is a old abandoned motte. The Stout Elb not having actual mountains, just having that big solid hill chain in the middle. Like there are multiple mottes. Like people didn't really build castles. There's not a ton of stone. So it was a lot of here's a hill with palisades. Y'all find an old abandoned motte that would make a decent place to hunker down for a little bit. And it is definitely off the beaten path. So I'll put a ruin structure on there when I edit the map. All right. Mulak.
Okay, so I draw a card.
Just drag it out over near the other cards.
Three of hearts.
3 of hearts. Someone new arrives. Who? Or 2 of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them?
Can it be like multiple? Could I say like a entertainment troupe arrived?
Totally can. You pick up a group of bards.
Yeah, like almost like a not a circus, but a like a. Have you ever seen the Ballad of
Like a
Buster
troupe.
Scruggs?
Like a traveling troupe.
Are you talking about the dude who had the guy with no legs and arms that could recite Shakespeare?
Yeah, similar to that, but not so messed up. Like they put on like plays and things like that.
Okay, so you find a small acting troupe that joins your ranks.
Yeah, like not music. Like they put on like plays and yeah, an acting troupe.
Okay, so then you get to hold a discussion, start a project, or
I would like to start a project.
okay, what is this project you're starting?
I want to try to write a play for them.
Okay,
And obviously I'm the main character.
Okay, how long?
That writing and like directing it and everything, or just writing it?
Just getting the play written.
I'd say 2 weeks.
Okay, Claire, remember, have you reduced your project by 2 weeks? Or by the end of Moose's turn?
It would be down to 2 at the end of his turn.
Okay, just making sure you're keeping up with your project.
Mhm.
Okay, so Moose, you got 2 weeks to write a play.
2 weeks.
I'm assuming you're going to kill Elvorn at the end of this.
Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah.
Okay. While we move on,
But it's gonna be. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what it is on my next turn.
Okay. Just come up with a name. Okay. Now
Oh, a name. Shit. Okay.
Now remember, you started a project this turn. It won't decrease until the next turn. And remember, if it ends, unless it ends early, you to declare how it goes. If it ends early, it's that person's turn. All right. Mularn. Let's see. You put the 5 of hearts.
Oh, okay. Because I drug a card off of the pile, dropped it in front of Helens, and it disappeared.
Okay,
I will take your word for it.
It's 5 of hearts. So there is a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or alarming weather patterns destroy something. How and what?
There is a disquieting legend about this place.
So I mean, let me ask you at the end of Malak's turn. Did y'all stay at this out of the way old abandoned mott?
I would say yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So y'all stayed there. So it's either a disquieting legend about the place or alarming weather patterns destroy something, and how and what.
There is a disquieting legend about this place.
Okay. What is it?
That this mott was essentially a failed town due to a local hedge witch.
Okay, so a local witch cursed the town and it failed.
Correct.
Okay. That's going to spook some of the people that were following you off. All right. Mark your counters for people who have projects. Tarl.
So just to rehash, after his turn, that's a week from my project?
Yes.
Okay.
So y'all have spent 2 weeks at this mott, and it doesn't seem like anybody's getting closer to you. All right. So you drew a card, drag and drop it out on the board. Because
where's it at?
Okay, you dealt it. I stole the card. I was trying to click it so we could see it. First time I've used the card deck function, y'all. Okay, Cannon,
Yeah.
That is denied. Click the card above your name and you should be able to drag it over. The King of Hearts. And I need to stop accidentally drawing on stuff. King of Hearts. So let me get down here and see what it does. A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or an old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done?
The young boy starts digging and he discovers a deposit of mithril.
Okay. If this was, we found a deposit of mithril, would you mark that underneath where I've been writing stuff, Cannon, under the mot that's up here? Just click paintbrush, and then you should be able to.
I'll do it.
Okay. Cannon's got it. Cool. So the boy is digging and playing and discovers that there's mithril near the surface, which, Tarl, I would say you note that is very rare.
Yes, I do, but I also know what to do with it too.
Cool. Follow up. Are y'all still staying in the mott this week?
Tarl is gonna say, "Hell yeah, we stay until we get enough mithril."
How much is enough?
Enough to make armor for us all.
Well, I don't wear armor.
I already have some.
You will wear mithril.
I doubt it.
He just makes you a mithril cod piece. Enchants at the
And
cast dancing lights.
And the project's done at the end of this week.
What's that, Cannon?
A mithril ball gag.
Oh God, no. All right, Claire, your project is completed.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is also completed,
All right.
but she can go first.
Okay. Describe how your project comes to an end, Peregrine.
There are now essentially easily foldable and packable tent structures that are wooden and sturdy in nature that could be popped up to kind of make a pseudo village anywhere that the group stops. And they can be broken down and easily folded and tucked away into the wagon. So it's about 5 large communal size ones, and then several dozen very small ones for 2 to 4 people each for the sake of sleeping.
I'm going to say I would say you don't get those individual ones made because it's 4 weeks to build large enough for like a communal tent. Takes a minute.
Okay, so just the big ones.
Yeah. Like you more or less have larger kind of almost bunkhouse style mobile tents. Cool. Mulak.
Okay, the name of the play is The Unholy Wind.
Okay. I'm going to put this under resources so that I remember this because this is going to probably come back up.
And it's a story about how we tried our best to stop it. It's a little Hamilton-like, where it's a musical. It's a little bit ridiculous, but I'm clearly the hero, and the people that are buttholes are clearly buttholes. But I am obviously the one who did pretty much everything and came up with all the good plans, and they failed because mostly my brother.
Do you depict your brother cartoonishly?
A little bit, but like cartoonishly bad at things, but he's like super serious about everything.
Got it. Are you staying in? Okay. So what's that? So Tarl, at the end of your turn, you either get to hold a discussion, start a project, or you've already discovered something new, but you could also discover something new.
We're going to start fashioning all the mithril into shield covers.
Okay, that's going to take a minute. So about how many weeks do you think that's going to take? There's you and the blacksmith. There's only the 2 of you.
I'm going to say it's going to take us 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Okay. Mark that. So that's 6 weeks there. Got it. Well, I mean, y'all could probably have a portable forge in case you move. So at the end of, and you're saying stay because you found the mithril. And we got a project to make shields. All right, Arvax, draw a card.
Okay.
Jack of Hearts. All right, Jack of Hearts. You see a good omen. What is it? You see a bad omen. What is it?
And a turn is each person.
Each person is a week. It has been 6 weeks since you left Hillens.
So after Arvax's turn, 1 week will be down.
Yes.
Trying to think of an omen because what would be a good omen from Orcs?
You watch Grimush not pay attention to you in the clouds.
I was legitimately about to say you see Grimunch's back.
Okay, yeah. It's kind of a weird. Everyone else think it's a weird cloud formation, but to Arvax, it looks like the three main orc deities with their backs turned, which means they're not gonna fuck with us.
Okay, so do you want to hold a discussion, start a project, or discover something new?
Discover something new.
Cool. What do you discover that is here at the Mott?
Hang on.
So far, what we got for this Mott is it was cursed by a witch, it's a failed town, and there is mithril underneath it. At this point, I'm starting to think the witch knew there was mithril, and she was just cursing people to make them leave so that she could try to benefit off of it. Okay, so what you're saying is you just want to make a cover that could be put over an existing, like, wooden shield.
Over whatever existing shield the people have. If it's a +1, then it adds to that plus.
Okay, well, most of these folks didn't have shields, but that might not be a bad project for somebody to start.
I have a shield, but
Well, we can make covers for the shields we have and then move on to shields.
Okay, cool.
Back. I don't know. Shit.
Well, discover something. I mean, you don't have to discover something new. You could start a project. I mean, you have right now. What y'all have is you have Elaine with the bouncy fire on the go, Greg, Dreyfus, the blacksmith, and probably about 20 people that followed you instead of staying on the road and go with everything else. They might not be the most scrupulous. Also, you do notice that the kid from the livery and his fiance are with y'all.
Really?
Yes. They brought some horses. I mean, these are the people you've actually been nice to in town, so I'll say that there's probably... You might actually have some of the metal pikes with you instead of just the most unscrupulous people. Like, you didn't have a...
I guess...
Notice there is no Smebulok or vessel.
No. I guess start a project just kind of organize a few people, like any metal pikes we got with us, or anyone else that might be on the stronger side, just to kind of organize to make sure we always have a perimeter, make sure almost like a guard around where we are.
Okay, so you're establishing a guard. How long do you think that'll take? You are using some pre-existing metal pikes.
I mean, they're already there, so I mean, a week. All I really need to know is how to hold a weapon right.
I'm going to say it takes 2.
Okay.
So you got a project of make a guard. 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. That is, and you are choosing to stay another week here at the Mott.
I think so.
Okay. Peregrine.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. So, Queen, what's the most beautiful thing in the area? What's the most hideous thing in the area?
Mularn and Mulak. In that order.
And it's everybody's opinion on which is which. No, explain one more time what a mott is. I'm picturing
Okay.
something probably different than what it actually is and
Okay,
looks like.
I think the correct term is usually called a mott and bale. It's like, think about like back in England before a lot of stoneworking was happening, they'd find a big hill and they'd build a palisade kind of at the bottom and a palisade at the top. It was like a pre-castle. Like, if someone invaded, everybody that lived around the area could run back in within the palisade.
Yeah, Mott and Bailey.
Yeah,
Mott and Bailey.
Mott and Bailey.
Okay, perfect. I know. I can picture it exactly now.
So y'all have got some folks working the perimeter. You got Tarl and the blacksmith mining and working this small deposit of mithril. But I mean, it's good enough for y'all to stay at for now. It's out of the way. No one's looking for it.
And I mean, it's got a fortified keep area, worst case scenario, so that's definitely not a bad thing at all.
It had a fortified keep area. Remember this?
Well, it still probably has the Mott at least part.
There is still
like maybe the building is not there, but the hill would be, right?
The hill is there. A central structure is there. The palisades, like, there is not much left. You can tell where they had been in place or where a wall had been in place.
I'm going to say that was one of them like a beautiful thing. Is that right?
You can declare whatever you want.
Right, but that was one of the two options. Is like beautiful or hideous.
Most beautiful or most hideous.
I'm gonna say that like up at the keep area, there's like a small family cemetery, and there's like a really beautifully carved like statue headstone of presumably maybe like the lady of the house that was once there.
Okay, I'm gonna add ornate tomb for the lady of the Mott. Okay. I'm adding this because at this point you are literally creating a new town on the map. So I'm just going to keep that zoned out. Okay.
Technically, we're creating an old town.
Yeah, y'all are gentrifying. I got the ace.
I'm just saying, Peregrine.
Wait, don't I need to still do my thing?
Sorry. That's right. So you discovered that. I'm going to hold this off to the side. It doesn't change it because it's what I drew. You can start a project, hold a discussion, discover something new.
All right, I must hold a discussion.
Okay. So you can either make a statement, which if you make a statement, that's the end for you. If you ask a question, you can also propose an answer at the end of it. So it'll go from you down to me to everybody else down the line.
Okay, I'm gonna open with a question. Should we legitimately fortify this place with the intention of staying and hunkering down, or should we prepare to move on shortly?
Can I ask a question to someone else about that question?
No, you get to state
Okay.
one thing. So I'm gonna be one of the NPCs, one of the metal pikes. It's a good place to hold, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough against the entirety of the writ of land if it is called in. That's what I
Yeah.
have coming from the NPCs.
No, I don't think we're. I don't think this this needs to be long term. I think we need to stay here a little longer to get ourselves in order, and then we need to move on and figure out where we're going, where our next destination is that's away from here.
Malak.
I can forge a writ of land that says that we own it.
That is his statement.
That is indeed a statement.
Tarl.
I think he's still out getting the doggo.
I think moving is probably better. We're still a little too close to Helens for my comfort, and establishing a kind of guard is to protect us as a whole wherever we go, not just here.
Okay, they're holding a discussion, Tarl, about Peregrine asked, do y'all want to fortify this place and make it a permanent place, or is this we're here for a little bit, get what we need, and go?
Here for a little bit till we get what we need to go, but I need to harvest enough mithril to continue working on these shields.
And Peregrine, you get the last word.
We'll refrain from doing any sort of projects that would be non-movable in this area, but focus on gathering what we need so we're ready when it's time.
Okay.
And I think that's 1 week off my project.
Right. All projects mark a week. So, Tarl, you've had 2 off of yours. All right. I got the ace. What group has the highest status in the community? What must people do to gain inclusion in this group? Are there distinct family units in the community? If so, what family structure is common? I'm going to say that most of the families did not follow you. Y'all had a lot of the folks that seemed to either be like metal pikes or disconnected. You might have some hill guard in there. You got the blacksmith. You got a lane. The group that has the highest status in the community is y'all. Y'all seem to have,
Oh no.
y'all seem to have, especially like Peregrine, like immediately jumping for tents. Y'all kind of took charge of this small group. So we'll say y'all plus the rest of them make about 20 people. Okay? What must people do to gain inclusion to this group? Y'all don't have a lot of requirements, but like, I'll say this. Y'all also don't have everybody coming in because they haven't fought as long with you. It's not so much that you're excluding them, it's just that they need to get to know you more before you'll actually be able to really talk or allow them to like really have more of a say in your discussion making. Is that fair?
Unless they are, I would say, unless they are the bouncy fire girl, Greg, or Dreyfus.
They've kind of been with y'all for a while. Like, Elaine has gone out of her way repeatedly so far since y'all have met. Greg is technically your prisoner, and Dreyfus is technically also your penitent. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that mosquito, go away. Go away. I am going to start a project, which means let me go ahead and get something to help me track it. I'm going to say Dreyfus and Elaine are working on a project that's going to take about 4 weeks. And that is going to be making a series of stones that will allow everybody to communicate easier.
Neat.
Like if you hold it, you can communicate through thought. Dreyfus mentions the idea of quiet communication. Elaine has the idea, and she is bringing him in to be the extra set of hands that she needs, along with probably Mularn. There are 2 people with knowledge. There is 1 person that literally can hold the things that might explode and not take as much damage.
Neat.
So that is 4 weeks, and then I am going to run to the potty real quick, and then we'll keep drawing.
Oh, no, it's too late. Okay. Oh wait, it comes back. I say the most cartoony character of my play is obviously the dude that called the Holy Wind. He's basically the king in Hamilton.
Yes. We making things happen, y'all.
I don't know why they're so mad at it. Kill that child. I don't know why they're so mad at me.
May kick him. May kick him.
Man, kick him.
But a lot of the play is like steeped in anti-propaganda, if that makes sense.
Which is technically still just propaganda.
So you're
Right, but
so-
it's my propaganda.
So you legitimately
propaganda.
wrote this play to get these people murdered. Got it.
Yeah, I don't
Right,
think
but-
they're going to be performing it outside of our group. Unless they are cheeky or have a death wish.
You misunderstand how widespread I want this to become.
You want these people to die. That's fucked up, Mulak.
I'm back.
My name is on it. Oh, so I was saying, so the most cartoony character of my play is obviously the guy that called the Holy Wind. He's basically the king in Hamilton.
Mulak, you be wanting people to rat us out where we are. What the fuck?
Well, no.
No.
Well, hold on. The Bard group has not left y'all yet.
No, he wants this to be widespread and have his name on it.
It's steeped with our propaganda, not their propaganda.
Oh,
and,
I support this. I like this idea. Draw.
Of course you do. You're the fucking DM. Also, I
But
have 2 weeks. My card is done.
The
Okay.
play ends. The play ends whenever we escaped on the dragon.
Okay, I'm gonna say small group. So I'm gonna say you've trained up some guard. I'm gonna say that we can move warriors from scarcity to abundance based on numbers.
Cool. I'm not gonna touch the document because it seems to delete when we touch it.
Okay, so I did that. So let's see, Moose, draw a card.
The 7 of Hearts.
7. Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with the arrangements and why? What natural predators roam this area? Are you safe?
Say them again. Where do we sleep?
Who is
Who's
unhappy?
unhappy?
Who's unhappy with this arrangement and why? And what natural predators roam this area? Are you safe?
Are there any? I'll say there is one family that was well off that got wrangled up with us, and they are unhappy because we sleep in Peregrine's yurts, and they don't like it, even though everybody else thinks that the yurts are amazing.
They don't
Well,
like
they can suck my dick.
they don't like sleeping in like a communal sleep tent is what it.
Correct.
What you're telling
Yeah,
me.
they think that they need their own special yurt.
Okay, so
Well, in that case, they can go sleep out under the stars, and the whole universe can be their special yurt.
Claire, Don't take this too personally from the fictional family I'm about to have Moose name.
I will never forget their names.
It's the Merkins.
It is the
Merkins, okay.
No, it's the Smithing Sons, and the dad is named Donathan, and the mom is named Broomba.
Roomba.
Broom.
No, not Broomba. Broomba's a good girl. You leave her
Okay.
out of this.
Sorry. Okay, the mom is named
Do I need to pull out my book, Moose, to help you?
Brenthifer.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's Donathan and Brenthifer, and their sons' names are
Melandrew
Melandrew
and Melangela.
and Melangela. Yep.
I'm assuming they're twins.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say they are a rich halfling family.
I seriously thought you were going to bring out Jessica.
I was about to until she said Melandrew.
Okay, so let's actually do this to help me because I said you'll have about 20 people with you. So there is the party, which is 5.
There's 8 in the party.
Okay, so there's 8 because that's also Elaine, Dreyfus, and Greg. You have the blacksmith, which did we name him? He is now
I don't know.
Iron Hand.
Brent Ironhand. And that is the Dragonborn blacksmith. Okay. Emily, what was the name on the rather terrible letter you had to deliver?
Hang on.
Was it Gerwin?
Webley. Letter to Webley and Hillens.
Okay.
I had not put it out of my inventory yet.
Gabe and Angel Webley. So there are those halflings. So that is the Smithingsons, right?
The Smithingsons.
So that is 12.
LeBlanc said Clenjamin.
Oh, that's a good one. I usually do Linjamin. Lin for short. Okay, so that's 4, 6, 7, 15. So I'm going to say you have 5 metal pikes. And you know what? I'll give you 2 hill guards. So now we know who all is with you. So I do not have to keep making up more fucking families. Oh wait, and for now, because they're still with you. Bard troop. Okay, so what is the project discussion or discover something new you wish to do, Moose?
I would like to start a project.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a project. If I say discussion, can I start a discussion with one person?
No, it involves everybody.
Okay, then I'll say it's a project.
Okay, what is this project?
I want to try to make Dreyfus loosen up and have fun.
I'm going to say that is a 12-week project.
I'm really good though.
How long?
No, you're not.
Let me go ahead and say this. How long are you going to try to do this?
So normally it would take like 3 days, but he's pretty stubborn. So I'll try it for 3 weeks.
Okay, you have 3-week project to try to loosen up. Dreyfus. So all projects go down a week. Mularn. Draw a card. Okay. The 9 of hearts. Because for some reason your card goes behind everything. A charismatic young girl convinces many to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it? Who joins her? Endeavors. Start a project to reflect. A charismatic young girl tries to tempt many into a sinful or dangerous activity. Why
Oh,
does
Lord.
she do this? How does this community respond?
Probably good this isn't Lost Seas.
Is her last name Daniels?
No. She is all the way back in the Halfling Archipelago. So, a charismatic young girl convinces many to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it? Who joins her? Start a project? Or she tries to get many people to do something sinful or dangerous. What does she do, or why does she do this? How does the community respond?
You left the rich family off of the party list.
No, they're up there. They're underneath Smithingsons are 4 underneath. Goes Party, Blacksmith, Gaben, Ingle Webley.
Okay. I thought you was gonna let them out by name.
Okay.
I'm going to say tempt into something dangerous.
Okay.
How long is the project? Is the sending stones essentially? How far out is that project?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. I would say that she wants to make a trip back. Wants to make a trip back to Geese, or well,
First off, who is the young charismatic girl?
Let's see. Is she is a gnome?
Okay, so is she in the acting troupe or one of the Hill Guard, or one of the Metal Pikes?
I'd say it's one of the Metal Pikes. Her name is Becca Alabaster.
Let me open up another. Let me get that document back up. All right. Y'all creating all the NPCs for me.
Yeah, I mean,
you said she's one of the Metal Pikes.
Yes. She wants to take another one of the other Metal Pikes, and essentially go to Wheel, make their way to Wheel for possibly for a supply and information run.
Okay, this could technically be either, because that could be a project that they're on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that. So
that starts a project. It is she's convincing one other of the Metal Pikes, which is a lot for y'all because you only have so many actually. You only have so many people with you. So she has an elaborate scheme. Go to Wheel, get supplies, get info.
Yep.
Okay. She's taking one of the other Metal Pikes, start a project. How long do you think this will take?
Let's say 4 weeks.
4 weeks? I don't think 4 weeks to get there and get information back to y'all.
How so how far are we like a week away from geese and wheel, like kind of in the middle?
No, each square is a day. Like right now,
Oh, okay.
y'all been operating in a vacuum for, well, pretty much for like almost 3 months. Y'all have been operating in a vacuum.
Okay.
Once you made it to this mod, let's see, how many weeks do you have left on your project? Cannon, how many weeks are left on the mithril?
After Knox finishes his turn, I'll have 1 more week.
So at the end of your turn, you'll be done with the mithril.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're about 2 days.
I'm gonna say
it's about 2 days to get to wheel.
I'm gonna say it's gonna take 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because they're not gonna go direct. They're gonna go. They're basically gonna go east northeast to the river and make their way up to wheel from there.
Okay. So make sure you note that that's 2 weeks. And then you can either hold a discussion, start another project, or discover something new.
Let's go ahead and hold the discussion.
Okay. Now remember, if you make a statement, that's the end of it, and if you ask a question at the end of it, you get to answer it as well.
I'm going to make a statement, and I think we need to make our way home. I think Dad may be able to help.
See, next would be Tarl. No. It's a discussion, Tarl. So keep your card for now. You can play it in a second, but everybody gets to, since he made a statement, you get to make one statement as well in response to that. As your character.
Can my statement be a question?
Yes, but it might not be answered.
I think you may be onto something, but how do you think your father can help?
Dreyfus will. Oh, hold on. No, it goes Arvax. I'll be the one right before Mulak. Sorry. So Arvax.
I'm gonna say you just skipped like 3 people.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm used to loosey goosey.
I thought you guys were from pretty far away. I don't want to run from what might need to be fixed.
You can go on that journey if you wish, but I won't be traveling that far.
Dreyfus. Depending on how you go, you're either going to go through port authorities that know you, or you're going to be walking through the wind to get down to the main port to get back to Long Elbe. Mulak.
As much as I agree with that, I don't think that we'll be able to get there. Maybe we could send someone else.
Okay, everybody move projects down 1 week. Tarl, play your card. The 8. So the 8. An old piece of machinery is discovered, broken but perhaps repairable. What is it? What would it be useful for? Or An old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed and dangerous. How does this community destroy it?
I'm gonna go with broken.
Okay, so what is it? What is this broken piece of technology you find?
First thing that pops into my head, and I don't know if this would be approved, would be a dimensional door.
A what?
A dimension door to allow you to move from one place to the other, like a teleport.
Okay, I would say that we can work with that. That you find, since it's not necessarily technology, while digging, you might have found a chamber or something from like a collapsed underground area, and you found a busted magical amulet that could allow for faster movement. Now, would you want this to be a group or just one or two individuals?
I'd say a group so it would accommodate at least the 8 people in our party.
Okay, so maybe more than Dimension Door, what you find is actually a an amulet of Tree Walk. So, and very elven in appearance and script. And Elaine says she can fix it, but it's going to take time. Now you can start a project, hold a discussion, or discover something else that is new.
I think I'm gonna try to start another project.
All right, and what's that project?
Make myself a mithril warhammer.
Okay, that's going to take you a minute.
I'm gonna say 10 weeks.
Okay. So now that Tarl's got the, you have enough mithril to make it. You've made mithril covers to go over shields. So basically, all your fighting force at this moment actually have shields that are.
Does that include my shield?
I don't think with yours being a magical shield, it would help you out too much.
Damn. My shield's already a +1. I didn't know if I'd make it +2.
Well, that was the whole purpose. If you've got a plus shield and you put a mail cover over it, it should increase the capacity, correct?
I would say with magical shields, no, but like you've definitely made all the regular fighters' shields a +1 to what it was.
I just wanted to check.
So you now have basically a whole bunch of mercenaries. Well, you have a couple mercenaries with y'all that now have better shields. They are better armed. So let's look at our resource list. Food abundance, fire supply abundance, metal abundance, warriors abundance. Now we still got morale, and shelter is still a little scarce because everybody is still kind of sharing tents. So that's your project. Everybody else's projects moved down by 1. Did anybody's projects complete?
Oh, one more turn of mine, Will.
My mithril shield project completed.
Okay. Now the question I'll ask you is, now that you're done with that, do you still want to stay at the mott, or is the group looking at moving?
Well, that would have completed my project as well. So recon would have returned.
Okay, your scouts come back. The wheel doesn't have a whole lot. It's an overgrown fishing village. In fact, it has dirt roads, not even a mostly paved road to it. Like, you go to Fork to get anything done. But they have had a couple members of the Woven Branch come out asking if they've seen anybody matching y'all's description.
Our descriptions are the descriptions that were in the sky because
The
those were very
ones-
inaccurate.
The ones that were in the sky.
That's not too horribly stressing because they thought I was an actual orc.
So they are looking for you, and they've at least been to Wheel. They didn't stay, but it seems like any major town along the roads with like the gray roads are now under the Holy Wind's direct command. Like, there is military presence there, and they're going to start fanning out. Pretty much looks like they might start a scorched earth policy in certain areas, because several cults have been found, especially closer towards the damp wood, and that there's rumors of orcs.
We established, though, that my tribe is not in the diocese. They are outside of this diocese, though, correct?
They are in the damp wood. They are between this and the Codfile diocese. So they're out in the damp wood, but they do come back that people are talking about rumors of wild barbarian-esque individuals in the damp wood. So there might be a military movement in that direction. All right, so that's the end of Tarl's turn. Draw the last card of spring for us, Arvax.
Wait, we didn't decide if we were moving or not.
Okay, are y'all moving or are y'all staying at the... Because you got your scouts back.
I feel like we should move, but I don't know where.
I feel like maybe having another scouting group try somewhere else might be beneficial. Just a quick one.
Can you go like further to Dresven or Dresbor?
Somewhere.
Maybe towards the water. Yeah, we need to go towards the water.
Because there's Dresvan, Dresbor, Perchbank, and way over towards the west is
Okay.
Cosette off.
Okay, so to clarify, Dresvan is the name of the sub-diocese that has Dresbor and Arbin in it. Bynel, that is to the south, is also the name of a little town, but also the name of the diocese that's kind of around the lake. Leven is where y'all had been. Fiel is where Fork and Goff are, and then Hillens is the main part, and then there's the Costet, which has Perchbank and Let, and then there's the Oblet Strait that Perchbank is on. So, but Dresbor and Arbin, y'all, the only person y'all know from Dresbor was Sean.
I would like to go there if we could.
And he mentioned that it was a very small town. So, what is y'all's vote on stay or go? Are you staying at the Mott at least one more week?
I vote go.
I vote go.
Yeah, go.
Peregrine vote stay until we know where we're going.
Okay, so it looks like y'all are... Peregrine, you're outvoted by the rest of the group to move.
That's fine.
What direction are y'all going to head?
Go to Sean's hometown and possibly have safe accommodations through his parents when we explain his honorability of being a member of our group.
That's something to drop off to them anyway.
Yeah, he did want to take his stuff to his family, so I think heading towards Dresbor would probably be best, and I decided we could head towards Perch Bank after that.
Okay. So draw the last card of spring for us, Em. 10 of hearts. So the 10. There's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they? What sets them apart from you? And what belief or practice helps to unify your community?
Huh.
I mean, the first one is there's multiple towns here.
Like, I didn't think there was completely empty land in between, but so there's a town somewhere, and it's something that unifies our
There-
group.
Okay, so there's another town somewhere. What sets them apart from you? Or what belief or practice helps you to unify your community?
Hmm.
I mean, y'all's group is like this group of 20-ish or so people are still like the bards are still with you. They're refining the play.
They better not be unless it's with my permission.
They're making sure that they're doing it better, is what I'm trying to say. Most like they're rehearsing it and doing it again and
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Could it be like there's like a town, like
Okay.
not super big, but kind of see they have separate view from us, and some of the zealotry in there concerning the order is cementing to the people already with us, like maybe that we made the right choice not sticking around there, where that was coming more into play.
Okay, so you're saying that are you saying it was closer to the Mott or
It's close. It's on the way to Dresbor because it'd be something we come across. But we went to the middle of bumfuck Alabama and found a really fucked up Christian nationalist town. Okay.
Okay, just name the town for me.
Gorham.
Okay, then just write that on the map and I'll add it later. Okay. So you find them and they seem to be more loyal to the order.
Like in a little bit of a scary way.
Okay,
So
they're more
people in our group that might have still not been sure about having run from what the order was doing are like, maybe we made a good choice.
okay, so that these folks, you come across them, it looks like they might have started looking through the area, which means like they were going to start helping the Holy Wind to start searching for you in the more rural areas. Okay.
Yeah.
So you discover them and now you know to avoid them.
Yeah.
All right. So you can start a project, hold a discussion, or discover something new.
Can I start a project
Okay.
asking Elaine to help? I know she's busy doing this other thing, so I know it's going to take longer than it probably would. Just to help me with have a couple of scrolls ascending on hand, so I can contact my family intermittently to make sure they're moving safely away from what's happening.
Okay. So how long do you think? How many scrolls of sending do you need?
3. 1 to contact them initially, and 2 to check in after a couple weeks.
Okay, I would say it'll probably take her 2 weeks to do that. Limited resources.
Fair. And I know she's doing other things, so that's why I know it's not like an immediate thing.
Okay, so set your project timer.
Gotcha.
And what was her time limit on that fixing that amulet?
She didn't give you one since that wasn't the project you started. Let's see. So whoever has a project die or whoever didn't just put down a project die, reduce it to 0. Or sorry, reduce it by 1.
Mine is done.
Okay, so yours with your 3 weeks of trying to get Dreyfus to loosen up. How does that go?
I just want to see if I can get him to smile or chuckle, like genuinely at literally anything, and not at someone else's expense.
They're on
It's
my
like, is he whatever he's doing? Like, I know he's helping Elaine do the stuff. Like, is he smiling? Is he having fun?
He looks. You're looking at someone
Sorry.
that the only magic he had ever cast came from a god. You're not looking at the most educated. Like, you are looking at very much someone who went to, like, Elfham Theocracy homeschool.
Like, is he amazed? Is he like?
He's not a.
Is there
he's
there wonder in his eyes?
No, it is more of there are chemicals here that could burn my hand. I am literally being used to hold beakers and shit. Like he threw out the idea.
In his downtime, is he playing with children? Is he telling
Well,
stories?
Considering that you have 2 kids here that you said come from kind of a shitty family, he's kind of off on his own.
Like, does he talk to the guards? Does he like practice with them and kind of like, like, we're manly men type of thing?
He
Just
will.
I'm trying to see what he does, what interests him.
Okay, remember that technically y'all bought him, and he still hasn't gotten completely free of that dogmatic thought process of that if you tell him to do something, he will do it.
But not once in 3 weeks did he smile at someone or laugh at someone's joke.
Okay, you get to declare this, dude. You get to. I'm just trying to remind you of Dreyfus's personality in his situation. You get to declare it because the project ended on your turn, or ended in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that the type of person he is very militaristic. Would that be true?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna assume while Arvax is like, checking in on her guards and things like that, he might stick around a little bit and just tell war story type of things and maybe have a chuckle or two with some of the guards. And then when he leaves, I go to the guards and I try to persuade them to, like, keep that up, make him lighten up a little bit.
Okay. Oh, that is a good success. Let's see. That finishes my project as well. Everybody that is in the party now has basically a stone of limited telepathy.
Cool. Also, LeBlanc had declared earlier the charismatic young girl's name should have been Crystal Metheny.
No.
Wow.
Is Chris.
This is true. So what that means is you have a stone that if it's within 60 feet of each other, y'all will be able to communicate, but it's going to be kind of an open wire. So it's like if you say something through it, everybody that has one can hear it. And that because Tarl, you still have gold you brought from the Elsbane tide, correct?
I'm pretty sure I do.
She would have borrowed some of those coins so that it's not just like a stone that you're holding, because that might be a little bit. She's using it so it looks like you just have a weird currency mixed in with your stuff. It's unusual enough that you probably won't, like everybody else won't lose it. But it's not so out of place that if someone like was to get a hold of you and then look at it, they wouldn't all of a sudden know that this is a magical tool. It's just another weird gold coin. All right, Peregrine, you get to draw the first card of summer. We'll do a couple.
Oh, right.
We'll do a couple of these, and then we will call it a night, or at least get through. We'll get to where everybody draws at least one summer card. So that's the 7 of diamonds. Introduce a mystery at the edge of the map, or an unintended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it? How does it go away?
Okay. Have we started moving yet? Or are we?
Yes, y'all.
Yeah, we're.
You're making your way to Dresbor. I would say, well, that was at the end of Tarl's turn, right? That y'all started moving. So I guess with Arvax, at the end of Arvax's turn, you would have made it to Dresbor.
Okay. Repeat the second thing again.
A unattended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it? How does it go away?
Unattended or unintended?
It says unattended. But I'm assuming
Unattended.
it says unattended. UNATTENDED. So I'm assuming it's
So somewhere off in the distance that we're not attending to, something happened somewhere.
there's a dragon crashes into the ground because it forgot how to frickin' fly. No, we're gonna go. It's unintended, not.
I'm gonna say that. And how does it resolve, right?
Yeah.
Like what happens and how does it resolve?
There's an unintended problem. There's something that situation becomes problematic or scary. What is it? How does it go away? How does it go awry?
Go awry. Okay. So we arrive in Dresbor, and as we're walking up, it appears that everything has been kind of locked down and abandoned. And when we start marching in, all of a sudden, villagers start popping out with their pitchforks and their shovels and things like that, accidentally assuming that we're actually the holy military marching on their town right now. And there becomes a standoff.
Okay, so now we have a standoff. Where is this? Because I got the mott down here. Now I get to add in that apparently Dresbor ain't super down with the church.
We were a little too official looking when we walked up because we got everything all tightened up as far as our military and tightened up as far as our fancy shields, and we accidentally put forth the wrong foot as far as they could tell.
So we're now throwing out there that Dresbor not super into the holy wind.
Yeah,
that tracks.
I would say not so much not into the church as much as not super keen on the holy wind.
That was more the angle I was going at. According to them, they are just the average people, and it appears
I changed it to holy wind. So it's more or less. It's like it's not that we're against the church, but I'm against the church being involved in my day right now.
I seeing where Dresbor is, I would venture to suggest that it is more along the lines of we are devout followers of the church, but you motherfuckers only deal with us when you need something from us. So we're not involved in this.
That works because Dresbor, and then if you look back on the other side, Dampton and Gree that y'all been to, like on the edge of the Dampwood and on the edge of the Dresfeld, the other forest that goes into I think it's even the Dresfeld diocese. They in the more rural areas, it's not quite as there's more chaotic than lawful in the following of certain laws. Okay, so project discussion or discover something new.
Can she do a personal project, or does this need to be like group related stuff?
I asked for the spell scrolls. That's
it's just a project. So
okay. She is going to take a week to not completely like leave, but she is going to meditate and focus on learning how to control her shifter abilities by
Okay.
meditating at night away from the group in the woods.
Okay, so as you're moving to Dresbor, it's not like, hey, stand off. I'm going to go meditate in the woods, y'all.
Correct. That's kind of why I was like, wait, now that I've said that, how does that work? But during the day, I'm assuming she can essentially still function like as part of the group, but
She's just going off, okay, for a week doing that. Okay, trying to get that under correct. Okay, so now it's my go. I got the 6 of diamonds. So what's here? Outsiders arrive in the area. Why are they a threat? How are they vulnerable? Outsiders have arrived in the area. How many? How are they greeted? This follows up.
us.
No, here's what I'm going to say is you actually, as y'all show up and you have them having a standoff with y'all's small group, there is a detachment of the writ of land.
Dank.
A small detachment of the writ of land that seems to be like a scouting party. And that's what kind of ends your standoff, because now it's you, the people of Dresbor, versus those guys that are riding up.
I don't like you, but fuck those guys.
And the reason that it happens is because those members attack first. Like, they see y'all, you match roughly a description, they're going to attack, and they start killing town people in the way. Like, this is very much a good, bad, doesn't matter. Let the gods sort them out. Like, they're like...
Oh yeah, we're gonna fuck them up.
So, I'm going to say that happens. Outsiders attack. Why are they a threat? Because it's the military. How are they vulnerable? It's literally 5 guys. It is
Oh, they fucked up.
it is a raiding party that then came in. So, and I'm going to discover something new. Once you have dealt with this small party, because you have a whole town full of people, you have mercenaries plus 2 town guards. You discover that they were carrying the documents, their orders. Were, because they've said that y'all are wanted dead, pretty much. The orders, however, said you were to bring you back in alive.
Mm.
Except for the tiefling.
Oh. Huh.
As
That's
in,
interesting.
leave him alone or kill him and bring us alive?
That one. You also
Ah.
notice under the orders that there is a detachment. This detachment that came up here, there is a division down in Arbin.
Interesting.
So if we look at the map, the road down here, Arbin, the country road that goes to Arbin and then down to Bynes. This road that goes to Bynes connects back over. Let's see, I don't have that one up.
That'd be what, 5-6 days away from us?
But Bynes connects to Easton, which is over in the Dresfold, which is part of the Arlen Diocese. It's the Arlen Diocese. I believe Easton is the seat. There's a good chance. I'm looking at the world map.
Oh, okay, okay.
So like several days goes to Easton. The other road that goes down out of Hillen's, the one that y'all came up, goes down to Mount Foley in the Norville Diocese, and then goes to Jestera, the capital. So this road and the road it connects to back over near Hillens is probably the direction that a good chunk of these military folks came in. So going directly south if you left here, probably not a good
Bad
idea.
idea.
So you now know that there's orders to bring all of y'all but
Dreyfus back alive.
Dreyfus alive, and that the military is south of you with a large section down in Arbin.
Interesting.
So if you had a project, decrease it by 1.
Oh, my spell scrolls will be ready then.
Okay.
Peregrine's done.
So y'all are now in Dresbor and have information about what's going on to the south of you. There is a large detachment of the military. So, Mulak, your turn.
Do we need to explain what happens at the end of our
Ace.
projects that ended?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
I think Emily's was first.
Yeah, so I would have 3 spell scrolls. I would use one just to contact the tribe. To make sure that they are trying to get their way out of this diocese, because that's where the most dangerous and whereabouts of forces we know of mostly are. So it's still south near Hilllands, but mostly I want to warn them, tell them to get further out of Dodge than they already are.
Okay, what you will get back from them is that they have already dealt with some Woven Branch.
Okay.
And that they have left Fin Deep, and they are moving more towards the Codfile Diocese out to the Great Mire.
Good. And I'll let them all try and check in with them when I can.
Okay. Do we have a Peregrine now?
Pretty much. After a week, she's kind of just been meditating and focusing and practicing, and come the last day of the week that she was working on it, she is now able to shift partially and fully into giant polar Peregrine.
Polar Peregrine.
Bear.
Okay.
Polar Peregrine. All right, so
Bear.
Mulak drew the ace. All right, so a contingent within the community demands to be heard. Who are they? What are they asking for? Or a contingent within the community have acted on their own frustrations. What have they damaged, and why did they damage it? Is it permanent?
Community being our group or Dresbor? Or I can choose.
Well, it's kind of all in the same group now because you've been there about a little more than a week.
Dresbor is very small. There's no affluent people, right?
Not really. These are farm folk.
I'll say that some of the farmers are upset that some of our more friend group members are like stomping through their fields and things like that and kind of destroying some of their crops. And it can be repaired,
Okay.
but I don't know how to do it.
Okay. So, question is, seems like you might be wearing out your welcome in Dresbor with that, right?
Just at the moment, sure.
Is the group going to stay in Dresbor now that you're pushing? It's the scouting part. Like, a week is a long time for the military not to move if they don't hear back from a scouting party.
Yeah, we probably need to go maybe in one more week to kind of restock and things, but we can try to send people that know how to fix crops out there to fix the issue, to smooth things over for that week.
Peregrine could probably help with that.
So there's
Hey, there you go.
2 votes to stay.
Just for 1 week.
Okay.
Just long enough to kind of set right what we did wrong.
Okay, so that's 1 week after killing a scouting party.
I mean, they don't know that they're dead. Their scouting party. It took ours, what, 3 weeks to come back?
2, but that's because you also told them to go out there for that long.
What
But
got fucked up?
Well, it's 4 days out and 4 days back from Arbin, so that's 8 days, and it's only been a week. That's 7 days, so they're not missing them yet.
okay,
What got fucked up?
y'all did kill these guys. I'm just this is just Hewitt's brain working of, we just murdered the military guys. We probably need to.
Why do we need to stay for a week to fix? I missed what we. It's fucked up.
Moose put it at some of y'all's guards might have stomped through the crops.
And the farmers are very upset because we're losing them money, and they're already poor folk, and they can't afford that money to be lost.
We gotta make it right.
I feel like at this point it's not even money. I feel like this is just literally their food.
They're them living.
Yeah, yeah.
We made survival more difficult. I apologize.
We should probably fix what got fucked up.
Okay,
I'll
so
smooth over and do the charismatic stuff of like, yay, smiley and happy, and
okay, so y'all do that. You're staying. Let's see, Mularn.
wait, don't I get to do a
Oh,
project?
yeah,
or
you're
something?
right. Project, discussion, or
Discover something new.
yeah,
Could I discover something new and that be Sean's family?
sure. You find
Okay,
Sean's
I'm
family.
looking for the McLeod family.
It's literally like a quarter of the town. Very prodigious family.
Okay, that I'm looking for specifically his mother.
You would find the matron of the family.
And I'll go. I'm assuming she has red hair.
Most of it.
Okay. And I'll walk up and I'll just say like, Mrs. McLeod, of Sean McLeod's mother.
Hi, lad.
My name is Mulak Brightgloom. I was friends with your son, only for a few months, but we were adventuring together and righting wrongs and things like that, and unfortunately, he perished.
She's just staring at you very hard.
And he died in a well. We retrieved him and buried him.
Was he drunk?
He was not. He and I actually, I mean, look at me. But he and I actually became kind of close. And he told me that he loved. I'm assuming she's a very big woman because he had mentioned that his mother was a very big woman.
She is thick and she is tall.
And oh yes, you're definitely her. He talked about you a lot, and I took this off of his body, and I've never opened it. I don't know what's in it, but I figured it feels like it's worth a lot, and I'll hand her the whatever was. I'll just hand her the pouch that I took off of him, which I'm assuming he stole all sorts of shit. So
She nods at you.
he always told us that he was doing a lot of what we did to send money back to you, and seemed like he must have had a lot of brothers and sisters and things, maybe cousins, aunts, uncles. I'm not sure, but how long ago was that he died?
Be honest.
By like 8 months or so.
No, it's been about 7. Yeah, almost. Yeah, we'll go with 8 because y'all the weirdness of going into the fog messed with time.
It was roughly 8 months ago that he passed, and I'm finally able to get to Dresbor and deliver this to you. But I'm sorry for your loss, and with the exception of this, is there anything else I can help you with, or do, or I want to try to set it right?
Did you kill him?
I didn't.
Then what you got to set right?
I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works.
No, most elves don't. You don't see death often. At least not as young
I,
as you
I,
are.
I kind of laugh a little bit because of the Raven Queen, but you're not wrong.
Thank you. He had his wake and we buried him.
We did, yes.
I think y'all sent his body back.
Oh, yeah, we probably did. I don't remember.
Did we?
You dead
I think
X. I think you dead X'd him back to Dresbor.
I think we just buried him.
We'll go
We'll
with
say we sent his body back.
Had a wake, buried him. All the rights afforded to him.
Well, this
She
is
opens up the bag. Carl Glittergold's golden knob, the fuck boy. And she just pulls the pouch tight and just stuffs it down the front of her shirt.
he had I'll tell you this, he and I'll just kind of like have my own wake with her, I guess, and just maybe the family if she gathers them, and hopefully they serve me dinner because I'm fucking hilarious and awesome, and tell very exaggerated stories about everything we did, including the killing of Samantha.
So that is what you declare happens. That y'all have a big party for
Kinda, yeah. And I invite the group if they want to come, but I know they didn't love him, but he helped me kill somebody I hate, so I'm indebted to him.
Okay, so that's what you do. All right. Mularn. We'll actually make it to canon and then call it a night because it's 10:39. All right, the King of Diamonds. Oh. Summer is fleeting. Discard the top 2 cards off the top of the deck and take 2 actions this week.
Okay.
So we lose 2 cards, but you get 2 actions that you can take. You could start 2 projects, hold 2 discussions, discover 2 new things. So after y'all are okay, were y'all leaving after at the end of the week that is Mulak's week, right?
If that's when we fix things that got broke.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, where are y'all heading?
Should we head over? Should we go to the next diocese over, or should we head up towards the strait?
What is Perch Bank? Do we know what that is?
Okay. Everybody roll me a history check real quick.
5.
9.
Okay, Mularn got 12. 12 for Tarl. 14 for Peregrine. Okay, Mularn and Tarl, you know that Perch Bank is the only real port in the Hebon Diocese. And it's on the Oblet Strait. Peregrine, you haven't been there because you came in through Codfile. So you know that all you know is that you heard sailors talking about it, but you know that with a 14, the Oblet Strait separates the mainland of Stout Elbe from the island of Oblet. which the diocese, like the only thing you really remember about Oblet is a bunch of scary stories that you half remember, but it's not under the diocese control.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
They claim it. They've never done anything to back up that claim.
What kind of scary stories?
With a 14, half remembered. Like, might be cannibals, it's rocky, there's an explosion. But you know that it's not controlled by the diocese.
Can we get to the island? Like, is it not controlled because no one can get there, or?
All that Peregrine knows is it's not controlled by the diocese. So, are we moving? What way are you moving out of Dresbor?
I was gonna say maybe we should head over to the next diocese to the east, but maybe we should head to Perch Bank and try our bets with the island.
But Perch Bank's on a main road. The army's going to be there.
I mean, we don't have to take the main road. We just have to get there and get across. Because looking at it, it's either we...
Why not just go north to the coast and make our own way across?
We don't know what's there, though. I guess we could head to the coast and see.
So, are y'all heading north?
I vote yes.
Yep.
Because it's still isolated and out of the way.
Okay, so y'all are moving up to the coast. Now, I'm assuming, I'll move y'all right there, because I'm assuming you're going to stay close to the Dresfeld, or the Dresfeld, because you could actually get wood. Lumber. You can get lumber. Man, it must be late. I was assuming Knox would jump all over that one.
Wood.
So, where are the two actions you're going to take? Where are the two actions you're going to take there, Knox?
So the first one is I would like to start a project.
Okay, what is this project?
I would like to work with Elaine for what would probably end up being a one-time use long distance communication. Like a legit.
Hold on, you're breaking up real bad. Is it the internet?
It might be me.
Yeah, we're the internet's staying pretty steady on my end.
Mine keeps dropping in. My connection keeps dropping low and coming back. I'd like to work with Elaine to like a full on, even if it's for 2 or 3 minutes, long distance back and forth communication.
So not like a scroll of sending, something that is more of a
3-minute cell phone call.
So something like a two-way scry.
Yes.
Okay. That's going
Or like a machine, or like even a machine, like a super sending scroll that lasts for 4 or 5 comments back and forth.
Okay, Elaine's gonna look at you and goes, most of that can be handled with a sending scroll, but what if we made something that would be a pocket dimension that gave you a full private conversation in person with the other individual?
That would be ideal, honestly.
Okay, how long do you think something like this that would basically create a pocket dimension for you to conversate with the target individual?
This is going to take, I would say, 8 weeks.
8 weeks. Okay. Make sure
8.
you note that. Make sure you write it down. Everybody, make sure you note your projects, because after Cannon's turn, we're going to call it a night. So that's your first project. What are you doing with the other action, Knox?
2 seconds.
Because y'all have made it to the coast.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What would the other one be? I don't know. What about, what would the other one be? What about possibly a way to a way to basically find out where Smebilak is?
I would say that's resolved with the scroll or the spell scry.
Yeah, you're right.
So I wouldn't want you to waste time with that. Also, you don't have the spell slots, I think, to cast that yet, do you? You might.
No.
No.
No, I think Scry's like Scry level 5. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. I don't.
I mean, y'all have made it to the coast, and it seems like, the military is to the south of you and to the east of you. Well, I mean, to the west of you, and then to the east of you is the Dresfeld Woods.
I would like to make it try to kind of erase our tracks coming up towards the coast. At a certain point, we head into the Dresbor, and then actively remove our traces as we pass as we make our way, so that they wouldn't be able to track where we went in.
Okay, I'm going to say that's actually a 1-week project.
Okay.
Because you're doing it as you're moving. All right, so anybody that had a project, move it down by 1. Did anybody's project finish?
I didn't have a project.
Peregrine?
Nope, mine was just that 1 week one.
Okay. Tarl, how many weeks are left on your project?
After my turn, I will be at the 7th week, so I'll have 3 weeks left.
Okay. Draw your card, Tarl, and let's see what you get. The 8 of Diamonds. Someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed? Why do they do this? A headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas into motion. Start a foolish project.
Dang it.
Dang it, what? we running into technical difficulties?
No, I'm running into technical. I can't make my mind up and ain't got no thoughts in my head right now.
Yeah, we've moved into summer, so there's some really good stuff in summer, but there's also some there's some rough stuff. I mean, if there was
The affluent family tries to take control of the community by force. They do not succeed, and they're doing this because they're hydrophobic.
okay, so what results when they fail to take over the group?
They're expelled from the group.
Okay, so I will edit that document, and y'all kick the Smithingsons out. Bye, Donovan, Brentifer, Melandrew, and Melangela. Y'all,
Melangela wasn't that bad. She just didn't know better.
she was raised by these people. All right, so you can start a new project. Discover
We're
something.
gonna start building a boat.
See, that's gonna take a minute.
Do you want to build a boat?
Might be a fancy raft. I mean, to give you an idea, the Oblet Strait is like going across the English Channel type situation, and it's kind of rough, is what you're seeing.
I think we need a bigger boat.
We got lumber available, so we should be able to make a big enough raft-like structure to get all our people and materials across.
Okay, but has anyone else ever sailed a boat or raft?
I'd rather just steal a boat.
I've ridden on one.
So let me propose this, Cannon. You could discover a mostly intact boat to reduce the amount of time, because you do have the heat on your tail. You could discover.
I'll discover a boat that we've got to repair.
Okay, so we got I'll add. I closed out the document, but I need to write this down, or else I guarantee I'll forget between now and next Monday. Is there a name on the boat, Cannon?
The Hermantha.
Hermantha?
Yes, the Hermantha.
That's a little too close for comfort. I have a feeling this boat's going to try to kill us.
Now it might.
Maybe the ones that wanted to kill it before.
Okay, so the boat. Now I'm here. Deal with it. No, not really. Okay, so let's go down our list. Right now, morale is still scarce. You have an abundance of warriors based on group size. You still.
Quick question: how does the declaration of scarcity and abundance work? Like, when can you declare that?
There's some things that allow you to shift it yourself, but also some of your actions, I'm using what I feel makes sense.
Because I feel like Mulak's play should have shifted morale.
I agree.
Give me a
Personally.
give me a performance check.
Me?
Yeah, but we want the morale to shift in the positive direction, not the negative.
Fucking of course.
Oh, Mulak, no.
Mulligan.
Mulak!
Yeah, can I use my mulligan?
Sure, you can use your mulligan.
21.
Oh, there you go.
That's the only time I've ever used the mulligan.
I'm going to put this on here just because also the description of the play. Less scarce.
Hey, I also use magic to make like pyrotechnics and like illusions. It's amazing.
You also.
Yeah, but it's for us.
You literally have a third. Okay, you don't know if the whole rent of land is after you, but there is a holy wind on your ass. I'm going to say it's less scarce. It's not abundant. It's more like, oh, okay. Shelter is still scarce because you're all sharing the same tent, and you have, well, now there's 16-ish people, plus you still have the bards. Metal is still in abundance because you have been smithing a lot of weapons.
I feel like the bards would have had their own shelter.
Okay. Food is still in abundance, and I'm not going to make y'all roll for fire because y'all are right next to the woods. So let's see. The Unholy Wind, Hamilton-esque. Mott, Cursed by a Witch, Mithril, Ornate Tomb of a Lady at the Mott. Dresbort, not super into the Holy Wind, not super into the party. I think that's fair. Hermantha, Broken Vessel that can be repaired. Party, 8. Blacksmith, Brent Ironhand, the Dragonborn. Gabe and Ingle Webley, the livery folks. 5 metal pikes, one of which is named Becca Alabaster, wants to take took another metal pike with her on a supply run. 2 hill guards and a bard troop. So I will need to modify this map after we get done with it. So before we sign off, what do y'all think of the Quiet Year so far?
Different than I thought. No, I like it.
I mean, we're not playing it 100%, I think, the way it's supposed to, because we should have started with a blank piece of paper, I guess. But this is a little bit more of a storytelling thing with y'all and me interacting on this and setting some stuff up. And you're giving me things to throw into the lore, because eventually this play is getting out. Unless you kill the bards.
No, I want my group calls it propaganda. I call it reverse propaganda to get out.
You're trying to get people killed, man.
Which is just propaganda.
Reverse propaganda is still propaganda.
Nah.
Just from the opposite end.
But I'm enjoying this because I'm liking what y'all are coming up with.
I think it's fun.
It's interesting.
I think it would be a very useful tool for scratch building a world from nothing.
It very much is. When the Adventure Zone did this, that's what they did with it. They had a map that had a coastline, and that was it. But y'all have added stuff on here that I can bring back into play. Because now there's a new town. I got to create a whole new map if y'all decide to cross this strait. So I need to get on that. But
Where did you expect us to go after you said that?
At minimum, we could use this ship or this boat to traverse the coastline, the perch bank, and that would prevent people from thinking that we came from the south to the north. We go, we're new travelers arriving here for the first time.
there's a chance that I didn't know what y'all were going to do. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. I had no clue what y'all were going to do. Like, I have maps for everything on Stout Elb made that can be edited, and changed. I had not made one for Oblette. So, if I got to make one, I am super down for that. Gives you something to do. Excuse me, yawning. But I had no plans other than Elvorn has people looking for you. However, let's measure this out from Waystone, because the damp wood is technically part of Hebon, but it's also technically part of Codfowl. It's another one of those areas. It's on the map and we claim it, but we've never fully gone through there. So let's go from Waystone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to Hillens. 8, 9, 10 to Noi. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to Binds. 21, 22, 23, 24. So about 24 of these, 24 days to get across all of Hillen, or all of the Hebon Diocese from east to west. And it's what, about 30 miles is what people can usually cover in a day in a march, isn't it? Not like a forced march.
That seems kind of far, but yeah, probably.
By my projects, I'm showing we were at 13 weeks so far.
13 weeks by going with what I just said, going across it.
No, just based on the number of weeks to complete projects. I just finished the 13th week of working on projects.
Y'all are actually on week 18 because you've had 5 cards here and we drew all 13 of the others.
Which makes sense because his first turn would have been 5 weeks in.
Right. But I'm trying to figure out distance here because I don't have miles. So let me see.
We also hung out at that first place
Unless
for a
you're
while.
just booking it,
It
you're
says
not going to walk more than 10 or 15 miles a day.
well,
'Cause
it's-
25-mile force march would take us all day in the Army.
okay, so we say 15 miles, so that's 15 times, what was I said, 24? Yeah, so let me math that.
That's 360 miles.
So the diocese is, let's see. That's not from here to New Orleans, I don't think, is it? That is further from Monroe than to New Orleans. So, yeah, you got something about this diocese roughly the size of a middle-sized state. So it's going to take the military a minute to fan out and scan everything through here. So y'all have had some time, and them not finding you is kind of a big thing. But if y'all stayed at the Mott too long, they would have found you at some point. But I get to add the map. I get to add Kurum, and I got some additional lore here now. Let's see. Thursday we will be doing, or I'll give it to Emily. Emily's here, so she'll do the social stuff. My bad.
No, go ahead. Take my job.
I have to do it all the other times. I'm sorry.
Because I never get to play nothing but this game.
Why is there a flaming train in Holy Winds?
That's for Mulak's appearance on stage going down in flames, crashing and burning.
Okay, I thought this was like a joke about railroading. I was like, that works because there is no tracks for the train to be on right now for railroading.
Nah, look like Beyonce.
Until you get shot with an arrow. Anyway, we are Team Bonus Action on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. On YouTube, you can find all of our previous videos of the silly shit we have done. We are also at bonus_team on Twitter. And we are gearing up to be doing our Extra Life weekend next month. On Thursday, we'll be back with this month's special Curse of Strahd, run by Nasa. Sunday, we're doing the investigation check Sunday?
We are, and I still need to do research into black dogs.
I don't even remember what the hell I was gonna do. Sludge. Okay, well, I got that, and then we're going to a special Halloween investigation check later too. Correct?
Yeah, on Halloween night we'll have, because that's the 5th one. Let's see.
And-
Frey, you are not signed up for the cryptids episode.
Oh, that's right. I'm just gonna do the Halloween one because I don't really know much about too many cryptids. But anyway, and then we will be back here Monday with more Holy Wind.
Let's see. Also, we do have the we got the 2 charities going on this month.
I don't remember what both of them are anymore.
While we're doing Strahd, if you donate money, stuff will happen in game. All proceeds will go to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And on the 30th, we will be doing a Phasma stream to help raise money for a needy family down in Homa that needs to modify a vehicle for a child who has a muscular dystrophy. So that's the chair, and then Extra Life. Woo. It went dead.
Yay.
That's all I had.
Well, that being the case, I guess that means it's my turn. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Hope this was entertaining. At least as entertaining as we found it, and interesting. So until next time, folks, don't let your meatloaf.
Yeah, the stream, right as you're saying goodbye, is when the stream